Reminds me a little bit of, that they might be trying to get another T.J. Ward in here. He's 207, but don't let that fool you. He plays like he's 237. I don't think you want him in coverage for very long. He needs to live around the box, and he has some team's ability, but he likes to come up and hit.
You like to have guys that can drop in the box that can create what I call those snot bubbles. When they hit you, it kind of bubbles up in that left nostril. This is what this guy does. If he can get with Hanford Dixon very early when he gets to Cleveland, bring some of that nastiness and toughness back to the dog pound. Hugh Jackson wants to create an identity for this defense, for this team. They're going to be physical. They're going to be aggressive. You want to add some physical players to that defense.
This is actually a pretty good idea. What I saw on 24/7 Sports, Derrick Kendrid was drafted 2 years ago to the Cleveland Browns in the 4th round. And he was a very punishing safety from TCU. Very punishing, very good. He really made a lot of what he did on the field, okay? No, he wasn't drafted high. The videos I've seen from Derrick Kendrid, I know he's on the Browns. You're going to say, oh, why we want a Browns player? He is a in-the-box safety, and he likes to hit, and he's punishing, and he will go up and smack you, and he's good at the problem we've been having at safety, even with Rodney McLeod, is that his tracking of taking a angle on a receiver coming upfield, a running back that's breaking tackles going upfield. He's taking really bad angles. He did it in the Super Bowl. He's done it all year, and he's done it last year. So this guy is only 24 years old, 23, 24 years old, very young, and he can literally do almost anything, okay? This guy is on the Browns. Jabril Peppers that they drafted is probably going to take his spot at safety, and now the Browns are going to be moving him and trying to get and honestly, he's cheap. Of course, he's on his rookie deal, a 4th round pick. He's only owed I think $700,000 to $800,000 next year. He's got 2 more years on his rookie contract. He just played 2 years with the Browns. He's got 2 more years left on his contract. He can come here for dirt fucking cheap, and they could groom his ass to play behind Malcolm Jenkins, Rodney McLeod. The thing is, we may need to put him in there. If Malcolm Jenkins is going to move all over the field, Kendrid's got pretty good speed. He actually got his first pick this year against the Steelers and tracked Ben Roethlisberger's ball pretty good. Has good hand-eye coordination to the ball. Someone tipped it, and he caught that thing nicely and brought it back for, 20-something yards. This isn't a bad move because we like to move Malcolm Jenkins around the field. So he had a hand injury, I think, when he got drafted. He left week 15. He left. The last 2 games he had a hand injury. They put him on IR, and then this year he only played 10 games. I don't know why he was out the rest of the games. Could have been hurt, whatever. Only played 10 games this year. But has a lot of upside. Now, I know we don't want to take Browns players, but this guy he could do pretty damn good on this defense. I think that we can groom him in OTAs and bring him here. So the Browns probably want a 4th round pick. We got 3 of them. We can give one of them our 4th round. I think it's the 127th. I think we hold the 125th and the 128th, or the 127th, 128th pick, whatever it is. Derrick Kendrid is a punishing safety. I've wanted a punishing safety. Trey Sullivan's a guy on our practice squad that has been literally, that Green Bay game where he literally knocked out 2 fucking guys. We want a guy like that. I mean, unfortunately, he's got the big hit ability, but he doesn't have the talent ability. So that's where it all comes into factor. Now, Derrick Kendrid, 207 pounds. He plays, like they said before, he plays like he's 230 pounds because he goes up and he's not afraid to hit. No hesitation. Coming in as a rookie in the NFL, wasn't afraid to hit. Plays very well in the box type shit. But honestly, if Jim Schwartz wants to groom him this, off season and do some things with him where he can they could plug him into the safety spot, and do some work. I want to see what he could do in the open field tackling, because so far he looks actually pretty damn good. He's a second, going on to his third year, so it's not a bad thing to bring him in at all. And I probably agree with this. But, what I'm thinking is they'll probably bring in some other veteran, not like someone like Corey Graham that came in. But here's the thing about Kendrid that's really nice, though. Not only does he play safety, but he plays corner. He plays 2 positions. For the Browns, I don't think he played corner. He played safety. But in college, he played 2 positions. And Jim Schwartz, as we know, they like safeties with corner background. They like corners with safety background. Mostly safeties with corner background. Guys that literally can play more than one position on defense. The more you can play, the more positions you can play, the better you are going to be to fit, to get on a team and find a place. You know what I mean? So I know I saw the report on 24/7 Sports. I'll put it in the description below, put it in the comments section, and pin it. But this is actually not a bad idea. Instead of going out, you pretty much spent a 4th round pick, pretty much drafting a guy that's already been in the league for 2 years, except for being, hurt for 2 games. And he missed some time. He missed 2 games last year. He missed, 6 games this year. But I don't know what the injury was this year. But he was on IR last year for his hand. So, but this guy, if you can just groom a guy like this, I know you want to put somebody in, you want to just go out there and get a vet, but we need a long-term answer at safety. So we're not going to get a safety in the 1st round. I highly doubt we're going to go safety in the 1st round because linebacker is a huge need, probably the biggest need on this team right now. So, you get him for a 4th round pick, you could keep him for 2 years for dirt fucking cheap. Okay? And if he develops into something really, really nice for this team, you know what I mean? They have to go that route. 24 years old, man. 23, 24 years old, whatever he is. He's a young guy, been in the league for 2 years. He was on the fucking Browns. Let this guy get coached well on the Philadelphia Eagles with this great coaching staff. Jim Schwartz right behind him. And he is a punishing safety. And I want a punishing safety. I know when McLeod came in, we all know McLeod for his, his crazy hit on Emmanuel Sanders. You know what I mean? That crazy hit on the sideline when he was on St. Louis. You know what I mean? And we haven't seen any of that from him since he's been here. We haven't seen any hard hits from him since he's really been here. He's a good tackler. He's been a good tackler when he gets behind the line of scrimmage, if he blitzes, if he comes in, and he's a great blitzer. I mean, that's one thing about Ryan McLeod I like. But this isn't to replace Jenkins or McLeod, but down the road, if we don't want to pay McLeod anymore, or Jenkins retires in a few years, he's only going to have a few years. I'd say probably I'd give him probably 3 years tops to be on this team. He's only got, 3 years on his contract, I think. I think he signed a 5-year deal with the team, and he's just getting better and better every year. Malcolm Jennings just seems to get better and better. So bringing Derrick Kendrid to this team would be a very, very good idea. And I saw this, and I looked up some shit about him, and he's been playing on a shit team, probably not coached the right way. They don't play a 4-3 defense like us. He's going to be playing, he'll be that extra guy. He'll be that 3rd safety that we do need, that could plug in at the safety spot, and he can learn a lot. Learn a lot from McLeod, learn a lot from Malcolm Jenkins, the Pro Bowler, and learn a lot from all these players and this coaching staff that we do have. So Derrick Kendrid, good fit. You got 3 4th round picks. I mean, you might as well get rid of one of them. You're still going to have 2 4th round picks, which I only think they're going to need one. I think they're only going to use maybe 1 pick for the draft. I don't know if they're going to use 2 4th round picks, or they can use the picks to move up in the draft, whatever. They can use, they can move up in the 4th round. They can move up a little bit late in the 3rd round. Who knows? They could do something. There's a lot of shit that's on the table right now, but Derrick Kendrid would be a nice fit. And see if we can, what's going to hurt if we bring him in and start grooming him? What's going to hurt if we at least bring him in? Nothing. $700,000, $800,000 due next year. Cheap for the next 2 years. You could have him, and you don't have to do anything. And if he plays like crap next year, you just let him go for nothing. Or you can keep him, and if he does well next year, you keep him on for 1 more year and see what he does, and see if he actually can be very consistent. And the problem is that taking angles. Ronnie McLeod has problems taking angles. He gets beaten by small receivers. Hogan beat him easily in that game for a touchdown, the end zone, in the Super Bowl. So, there's a lot of things that factor into it. But, Derrick Kendrid, I mean, you might as well take a chance. I don't see why not. You're not going to go out there and pay much for a better safety. You know what I mean? You could always pay a lot for towards another player, but this guy, I mean, he's young. He's got a lot to learn. You could bring him in. You know what I mean? I'm not saying a lot to learn, like he's like completely clueless, but dude, the guy, if he knows what he's doing, he's playing with a really good defense. Who knows what he could turn into on this defense if he could turn up? Because we all know Jalen Watkins can't do it. We all know Rodney McLeod can't do it at times. And Malcolm Jenkins needs to move around the field, and that's why they like using him. Using him as a linebacker. Using him as a blitzing linebacker, wherever they want to move him, as a corner, you understand? But not only you get a safety, but you can see how he does that covering as a cornerback. You could put him into the corner position. You could see what he can do at corner, because there's going to be, the more competition you bring to the corner room, the more it's going to get very interesting. So I'm excited for this. I hope you are. So comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think of Kendrid. I know nobody watches the Browns. I don't either. But I saw this guy get drafted, and he's a hard-hitting safety, punishing safety. So a safety that can play corner, has corner background, can play both positions. So why not take a chance? He's cheap. Why not take a damn chance? He could be a really good player on this team with this defense that we do have. So let me know in the comment section below. I will see you guys later. Peace out. Peace. Peace. Shakes up. Fly goes fly. Peace.
Oh, fuck your bitch, get a bag from it, then I never call her. Now she tripping, going crazy, nigga, tell her let her up.